Chapter 17, Pretenses and Perceptions. Honoring the process is a complex notion. We certainly try to do this when the subject is math or science. But to what extent do we transfer the seriousness of purpose when the subject is fantasy play and social behavior? In both these areas, our perceptions of what is taking place may differ vastly from the children's view. I remember a boy named Stephen who would sometimes report a headache, but only during playtime. Suspecting that the problem could be social rather than physical, I dealt with the matter almost as a politeness issue. Looking back, I wondered at the logic of my own behavior. Apparently, I valued closure then more than I do now. "Those kids are giving me a headache," Stephen complained on one particular occasion. "What are they doing?" "Meowing right in my ear. It's not anyway supposed to be meowing in a spaceship." The meowing had been audible throughout the room, but was not an unpleasant accompaniment to the cacophony of sounds in a kindergarten. Andrea, still in a red velvet cape, had crossed over from the doll corner, where moments earlier she was a princess, and was now a mother cat in the spaceship. "Tell them how you feel, Stephen," I said. "The meowing gives me a headache." "Oh, sorry," the offender said in unison, allowing me to resume my task at the art table. Andrea studied Stephen while she licked her paw. "You want to be the brother, Kitty?" she asked. To my surprise, he answered, "Can I be the baby?" and began to purr. Why feign the headache if this was his desire from the start? The manner in which Stephen achieved his goal was of no importance to Andrea. "Leo is the baby. You could be baby Star Wars or baby Ripley." He decided to be Wildcat Luke, and immediately became the loudest of the several cats involved. It was only because my hands were full of clay that I decided to put off any discussion of the odd solution to Stephen's headache and the part I was asked to play. Children, however, did not find fault with my role. They expected me to maintain a polite society in which you do not give headaches, real or pretend, to others. They recognized Stephen's headache as code for "they're leaving me out." It informed the teacher that something was wrong, and served a useful purpose in their view. Within 10 minutes, Stephen was back with a new complaint about Andrea. "She knocked down my tower." He pouted, righteous indignation replacing the headache. "An accident, I'm sure. Is she still a cat?" "Come with me, okay?" Stephen was too distraught for me to argue the point. He took my hand and pulled me into the doll corner, where Andrea, minus the red cape and meowing, was now curled up in the crib. "Andrea, Stephen has something to tell you." "You broke my tower." "Wah!" "Andrea, I must insist." "Wah!" Stephen's anger disappeared. "Okay. When you get bigger, you can fix it. About 3.5. Then he turned to me with an explanation. "She's too little now." "She's too... I see. Babies can't build towers." I stood beside the crib, awakening to a new fact. I had taken a step up the children's ladder and felt elated, though not as much so as did Andrea and Stephen. "But listen to me, Andrea. At cleanup, you must help Stephen put away the blocks." "Wah, wah," she nodded, staying in character. Stephen sat down at a small round table covered with plastic food, watching Andrea. Then he brought a knitted coverlet to the crib. "Pretend I have to cover you up because I'm the dad and it's cold." Andrea looked up at him. "Dad, dad, dad, dad," she burbled, acknowledging his role. In such little moments of theater, the children explained the logic of fantasy play. They were not asking me to suspend my views, but simply to take theirs into account. It seemed fair enough, but a few minutes later, in the face of a Star Wars explosion in the blocks, my newly acquired flexibility faltered and came to a halt. "That's not Star Wars," I shouted. "You are just dumping blocks." "It's not dumping," the boys protested. "Their X-94 rays exploded us. We'll build it up fast, okay?" "Absolutely not. Too many dead people. We've talked about that." "No, see, they come alive easy. We just need to spray this anti-94. Look, it's stored in this lightsaber." Their logic was not different from that of the meowing cat or the crying baby, but I was unable to move forward with them. "It's really cleanup time anyway," I said in a kinder voice. I was not satisfied with the way I handled the matter, but was relieved to see the blocks returned to their shelves. Children are forgiving creatures, and Star Wars was not expected to go smoothly. The explosion itself must have signaled that an intermission was in order. In any case, plans were already being made for the next episode. "Can we have another playtime after lunch if we do a perfect cleanup?" I studied my advantage. "Let's see how things go. We've got a busy schedule today," but I knew I would try to accommodate children. The feelings I had in the doll corner of being in the right role at the right time were still in place. You know, your anti-94 spray did seem like a good idea. I guess you have to be prepared for all emergencies. The boys' faces lit up. Their smiles came across to me with the force of a good evaluation from the principal. And yet I knew it was the sort of experience I would probably never discuss with the principal or with my colleagues. Perhaps this is why it seems so difficult to have a good conversation about fantasy play in the manner with which a group of teachers might analyze a math lesson. Although, come to think of it, Karen Egan suggested the math lesson would benefit from the inclusion of a bit of fantasy as well. Whenever we are reminded that there may be a story involved, our minds seem to loosen up and work better.